Peter, do you ever wonder why some apps have a light background while others use dark mode? I mean, what's really the difference between light mode and dark mode beyond personal preference?
Well, Stewie, it's actually a pretty interesting debate. Light mode uses a white or bright background with dark text, which was the default for most screens early on. Dark mode, on the other hand, inverts that, using dark backgrounds with light text. The main idea is to reduce eye strain, especially in low light environments, and save battery life on some devices.
So you're telling me that the background color affects eye fatigue? I always thought that was just a matter of aesthetics.
Not just aesthetics, kid. Studies have shown that long exposure to bright screens in dark settings can cause eye strain and discomfort because your pupils have to constantly adjust. Dark mode reduces glare and minimizes that strain. Plus, on OLED screens, darker pixels use less power because they turn off individual pixels entirely, which can extend battery life.
Wait, OLED screens. Are those the fancy ones used in high-end phones? How does that work exactly?
Exactly. OLED stands for organic light-emitting diode. Unlike LCDs, which use a backlight, each pixel in an OLED display emits its own light. So, when a pixel is black or dark, it essentially turns off, saving energy. That's why dark mode can really stretch your battery on those devices.
Fascinating. But what about contrast? Doesn't dark mode sometimes make it harder to read certain text or see details?
Good point. Contrast is crucial. Dark mode can make text harder to read if the contrast isn't optimized. That's why many apps use high contrast colors, white or bright text on black backgrounds, or vice versa. It's a balancing act. Some people with certain visual impairments prefer dark mode because it reduces glare, but others find it less legible.
I see. So, in terms of long-term eye health, would you say dark mode is better, or does light mode have its advantages?
Well, for general use, both have benefits. Dark mode can reduce eye strain at night or in dim conditions, but in bright environments, light mode tends to be clearer because it matches ambient light. Over time, using whichever mode reduces overall discomfort is key. It's also about taking breaks and adjusting screen brightness.
I must admit, I underestimated your tech knowledge. You're not just a buffoon, you're practically an expert on display technology.
Well, Stewie, sometimes I surprise even myself. Turns out I know more about screens than I thought.